One of these countries feels cheap on day one, but becomes quietly expensive in every other way. People keep asking the same question lately. Is Eastern Europe the new retirement paradise? Is the Balkans the next Thailand? Is this finally where regular people can still afford to live well? So today, we are putting two countries head-to-head that look similar on YouTube, but feel completely different in real life. Albania, Romania. Both are cheap compared to Western Europe, full of beautiful cities, friendly people, and suddenly full of foreigners. But retirement is not about scenery. It is about how tired you feel dealing with daily life, how safe you feel long-term, how much help you actually get when something breaks, and how stressful your simple routines become. And most importantly, which country feels easier when you are no longer young? This video is not for backpackers. This is for people who are actually planning a future. Albania. Albania feels like Europe before Europe became expensive. There is still a sense of discovery. There is still that nothing is fully polished yet feeling. For some people, that feels exciting. For retirees, that can feel exhausting. Real cost of living in Albania. 2026 reality. Single retiree in Tirana. Rent €350 to €650. Utilities 60 to €120. Internet and phone €20. Food and groceries €220 to €350. Local transport €20 to €40. Private insurance €50 to €120. Entertainment and short trips €80 to €150. Real comfort budget €800 to €1,350. Couple €1,100 to €1,750. Albania is affordable, but not magically cheap if you want stability and comfort. Healthcare reality in Albania. Huge retirement issue. This is one of the most misunderstood parts. Private clinics in Tirana are improving, but serious treatment is still limited. Many long-term expats quietly fly to Italy, Greece, or Turkey for major procedures. If you are older, this becomes a serious planning risk. Bureaucracy and residency in Albania. Albania is welcoming, but systems are inconsistent, slow, and dependent on the local office. You will often hear, "Come back tomorrow." That sounds harmless until you're tired, older, and just want things to work. Emotional life in Albania. Albanians are warm, but language becomes a barrier long-term. Many retirees report isolation after the honeymoon phase, difficulty forming deep friendships, and frustration when problems arise. Albania is friendly, but not always easy. Romania. Now let's move north. Now let's move into a very different kind of Eastern Europe. Romania does not feel like an adventure. It feels like a functioning country. And for retirement, that matters more than scenery. Real cost of living in Romania. Single retiree. Rent €400 to €700. Utilities €80 to €140. Internet and phone €15 to €25. Food and groceries €220 to €350. Public transport €15 to €30. Private insurance €60 to €120. Lifestyle and travel €100 to €180. Real comfort budget €900 to €1,400. Couple €1,200 to €1,800. Romania is not cheaper than Albania, but it gives more stability for the money. Healthcare in Romania, major advantage. This is where Romania clearly pulls ahead. Private hospitals are modern, doctors are well-trained, specialists are accessible. You are far less likely to need medical tourism. For retirees, this alone is decisive. Residency and EU reality. Romania is part of the European Union. This affects everything: bureaucracy structure, healthcare standards, consumer protections, long-term stability. It is still bureaucratic, but it is far more standardized. Emotional and social life in Romania. English is far more common. Expat networks are stronger. Community events exist. Retirees often report, "I feel less lost here." Daily life comparison. Stress level. Albania, unpredictable. Romania, structured. Language barrier. Albania, significant outside Tirana. Romania, much easier in major cities. Long-term comfort. Albania, romantic but tiring. Romania, less romantic but far easier. Who should actually choose which country? Choose Albania if you are very flexible, you love developing countries, you are healthy and independent, and you prioritize lifestyle and sea over structure. Choose Romania if you are serious about healthcare, if you want stability, if you want smoother integration, if you want lower long-term stress. Final verdict. Albania is exciting. Romania is dependable. For retirement, dependable wins. Not because Romania is perfect, but because it supports you better when life becomes less simple. Final answer. Which is better to live or retire in? For most retirees, Romania is the better long-term choice. It offers stronger healthcare, easier daily life, better infrastructure, better long-term stability, less emotional and logistical fatigue. Albania is beautiful, but Romania is sustainable. And retirement is not about starting over. It is about finally making life easier.